Hey, how are you? So many people are talking about the keto diet and, high fat, low carb diets. And, even my sister has lost at least 2 dress sizes following Chalene's diet beta test. So many people are asking me questions because, of course, as you know, I am a Beachbody coach. I've been doing this for a long time, but I've been asked lots of questions about how this diet goes into how it relates. I was lucky enough to be asked to help out with the filming for many of the videos for this educational program. So there you go. First and foremost, I want to let you know that this is an educational program. It is not a diet. Does that make sense? It's not a diet. It's figuring out like your way of eating, your style of eating. That right there is really, really appealing to me. I don't know if you have ever done a diet. I'm sure most people have, right? I think my first diet, I was 10 years old. The whole thing about this new program that Chalene's coming out with, it's called 131. The whole idea behind it is to figure out the best way to eat for you, for your body type, for what's right for you. And so it's an educational process. It's really cool. And being on set, being part of that has helped me with a lot of things. It's helped me, first and foremost, consider fasting. I've never considered that before. Also helped me to consider a higher fat diet. Or I'm not saying like a diet. I'm saying like what you eat continuously. And it's also intrigued me because I don't know about you, but I really have kind of stayed the same since high school. I really haven't changed much in the last 20 years. I fluctuate approximately 10 pounds, excluding when I was pregnant, of course. Maybe doing something totally different would be to my benefit. I don't know. So I'm very intrigued. I'm really looking forward to the program coming out. That's one way that it's changed my thinking. It's really changed my thinking to know like, hey, there's a lot to be said for educating ourselves. And all of this started a couple months ago when I started listening to her podcast, The Chalene Show, and it was about sleep. And, if you're a new mom, then you know that that's a hard thing to come by. And so I was listening to that. And then I thought I was listening to part 2 of an episode on sleep, but actually I listened to part 2 of something on gut health. And that started me on the trend of learning about gut health and toxins and the things in our environment that are, quite frankly, contributing to many cancers, many diseases, many ailments. And this is something that I'm really about to dive really heavily into. My son coughs constantly, and I'm so tired of it. So I'm going to start to dive heavily into like figuring that out. Like, is it the cleaners that we use? Is it the laundry soap that we use? Is it, we just had his room completely detailed, like spec by spec today, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him not being well. I'm tired of him not being healthy. And so if there's anything that I can do, that's what I'm going to do. So that's another thing that I learned being part of this. And the third thing I learned has nothing to do with diet or exercise or anything like that. But I haven't been part of quote unquote the corporate world since I left Powder Blue Productions when Beachbody purchased it many years ago. I don't know, 6 years ago or something like that. And so I just work from home, and we chose to just work from home, be a mom, have a family, that type of thing. And I love it, but being part of like a creative process again has really, really been beneficial for my mentality. I'm like, okay, being part of something creative again and getting your creative juices going really helps, I think, in so many ways, it's in so many ways. So I'm going to encourage you guys to figure out like, what is that? Like, what is your creative outlet? What makes you feel creative? What makes you feel spontaneous? What makes you feel alive? Like, what feeds your soul? And I realize that this isn't something that I can do every single day of my life. I just wrapped up, we did 3 weeks of filming, and it was fantastic and phenomenal. But I know that that's probably not in the cards for me for long term. But it's cool to go do some adult things, to, do things that I used to do and know that, hey, I can still, live quote unquote in the corporate world and be part of that. So, and then of course, being on set for something like that, such a professional shoot, really, really does make me think about my own videos and that type of thing. So I had a phenomenal time. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll talk to you soon.